Hello and welcome on Qarra TV. Today we're going to talk about Sudan and Sudanese politics, and for that we receive Mrs Mariam Alsadig Almahdi. Welcome.
Welcome, Ms. Vanessa, and all to your viewers in TV Qarra.
Thanks for being with us. So to introduce you to our audience, you are the spokesperson for the UNP, the Umma National Party in Sudan. You're also an advocate for human rights, democracy and women's rights. And your party right now seems to be both close to the ruling party, the National Congress Party, and to some parties from the opposition side in Sudan. Can you explain to us what does it tell of your values and your political points today in Sudan?
Well, thank you very much for putting this very important question, because many of the ruling party officials would like to present us as you presented the party now, because we are very much in opposition to the National Congress Party, the ruling party in Sudan, and its policies and its structure and the conduct of its personnel. But we are not against the Sudan and its people and its well-being. So that's why we keep engaged in dialogue with the NCP, but we are for radical and comprehensive change for all the policies of the NCP. And actually we are now advocating for all our counterparts in Sudan for a comprehensive conference. This conference for total peace and democratic transformation, and that entails for all parties of Sudan to participate. But no, we are not waiting for the NCP. We keep telling the NCP about the erroneous policies, and this is what is different between Umma National Party and the rest of the opposition. The others, they are calling for the total this boycott of NCP. We believe otherwise, but at the same time we are very much committed to the radical change of the policies of the NCP. If the NCP wouldn't change, then we are advocating changing it.
So Sudan is currently undergoing lots of changes, and can I ask you, is the UNP in favor of a peaceful transition, even if it has to take a long time, or a more radical change?
We are for civil transformation. And of course, civil entails all sorts of demonstrations, sit-ins, and disobedience, actual civil disobedience. We are very much against the change through the armor, because we have tried it. We believe, yes, it presents the case in the loudest voice, but Sudan already has been totally shattered by this way. That's why we are working with our counterparts in the armed groups to have complementary ways for the total and radical change. And of course, we need to have the change as radical, to have a totally alternative program, not only changing the people, as well it should be as speedy as possible, because every day with the current policies is devastating Sudan and its people more and more.
According to you, is Sudan now more peaceful, for instance, since the separation of South Sudan and the current conflicts around the border issues? So has the past year been bringing more peace in Sudan?
Of course, it hasn't at all. Sudan, after the separation of its two countries, is now more in chaos for the two Sudans. That's why we say taking the Sudanese issue as a piecemeal, each in a separate venue, will not solve anything. Actually, it will complicate the Sudanese matter. We are calling for a comprehensive and holistic approach. The relation, twinning relation with the South is important, as well as a new constitution to be written by the participation of all people, as well as new economic policies and reform, as well as international relation with the international community that includes a settlement regarding the International Criminal Court and its demand in Sudan. This all to settle the conflicts in Darfur, the Nuba Mountains and South Kordofan and the Blue Nile. So as long we keep doing that, we believe, like what happened lately in Addis Ababa, they tried, the international community pressed hard. We're using the economic crisis in both countries, South Sudan and Sudan, to enforce or to oblige a settlement in 9 agreements, as happened lately in Addis Ababa. Unfortunately, it's now dismantling, and it might entail and bring more conflict as it was just a pause. So unfortunately, the last year has been a very bad year in terms of security, in terms of the livelihood of the people and economic crisis, and in terms of the violations of human rights.
And the ruling party and the power in the hands of President Omar al-Bashir seems to be weakened, and also his own party divided. What would be your recommendation for the party to find a new revival in order for the whole political system to work better in Khartoum right now?
Unless the NCP would agree to the radical reforms needed for the stability of Sudan by sitting with other Sudanese players, the NCP will have no place in the future of Sudan.
Mariam Alsadig Almahdi, thank you very much for being with us.
You are most welcome. Thank you very much.
And I remind to all our viewers that we can also see our interviews on our website, www.qarratv.net. Thank you.